You might think you know Lois Lane, but here are 12 facts you may not have known about the Daily Planet's ace reporter. Lois Lane is the creation of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, and first appeared in 1938's Action Comics #1, the same issue that introduced Superman. She received her own solo title, Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, in 1958, after 2 tryout issues in Showcase number 9 and 10. Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane ran for 137 issues, ending in September 1974. At the height of its popularity, it was one of the top 10 comics in America. Lois Lane's appearance was initially based on Joanne Carter, a model Siegel and Shuster hired who would later become Siegel's wife. Her name was inspired by actress Lois Lane, while her character was based on movie reporter Torchy Blane and real-life journalist Nellie Bly. Before she got her own solo series in the 50s, Lois starred in a series of solo adventures in the back pages of Superman, starting with 1944's issue number 28, and ran for years, with Lois defeating bad guys with no help from Superman. She also starred in her own newspaper comic strip, Lois Lane Girl Reporter, a total of 12 strips that accompanied the Superman strip from 1943 to 1944. In Golden Age stories, one recurring plot device was Lois's niece, Susie Tompkins, who made a lot of trouble for Superman and Lois with her overreactive imagination and tendency for exaggeration. Her last appearance in main continuity stories was in 1955, but Grant Morrison reintroduced her into the New 52, where her wild imagination was reconfigured as devastating psionic powers. In the Silver Age of comics, however, Lois's sister that was Susie's mom was wiped from continuity, and Lois's only sibling was now a younger sister, Lucy Lane, a flight attendant who was constantly breaking Jimmy Olsen's heart. Susie's mother, Lucille Tompkins, was reintroduced as living on Earth 2. In the Silver Age, strange transformations were par for the course for the Superman family, and Lois was no exception. Besides getting Superman-like powers probably dozens of times, Lois also became Elastic Lass, Leopard Lady, Krypton Girl, Power Girl, not that Power Girl, and even more. In the Bronze Age of comics, which began in the 1970s, creators tried to make a more modern Lois who was more competent and less reliant on Superman. Towards this end, they had Lois learn a Kryptonian martial art called Clarkor that she used to battle criminals and even evil gods. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. 1970s Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane number 106 features the notorious I Am Curious black cover. The title is a reference to the then notorious art house film called I Am Curious Yellow. The issue features Lois using a Kryptonian machine to temporarily turn herself black so she can go undercover for a story in a metropolis neighborhood called Little Africa. While the Superman and Lois Lane of Earth 1 never got married, their counterparts from Earth 2 did, and the happy couple starred in a feature called Mr. and Mrs. Superman that ran in the early 80s in Superman Family from issue number 195 to number 222. These stories saw the return of Susie Tompkins, and Superman and Lois becoming parental figures for Power Girl, the Earth 2 version of Supergirl. The main continuity Lois and Clark did eventually get married though, just after Earths 1 and 2 weren't a thing anymore. They got married in 1996's Superman the Wedding album, but they were supposed to get married years earlier. The story got pushed back due to cross-promotion with the Lois and Clark TV show. The story DC came up with to replace the postponed wedding: the death of Superman. Following the continuity reboot brought about by Flashpoint, not only were Lois and Clark no longer married, they were not even romantically attached, with Superman dating Wonder Woman and Lois with some scrub named Jonathan Carroll. New 52 Lois also had weird psychic powers for a while that she got from Brainiac. Parasite stole them later though. In the most recent continuity tweak, DC Rebirth, the post-crisis, pre-Flashpoint married Superman and Lois are the main ones again as a result of the events of Convergence, and they have a son named John, who is the new Superboy. What happened to the New 52 Lois? She got superpowers when New 52 Superman died, and then she died. Probably. I guess what I'm saying is, comics are a mistake. That's it for this episode of You Think You Know Comics. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Comics Alliance for more comics facts, and check out comicsalliance.com for more comics awesomeness.